Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today, I want to take a look at the do's and don'ts for credit cards. Now, some of these are just obvious, but I'll tell you how I got to where I want to do this. I was thinking the other day, my daughter is on one of my credit card accounts, and she's using my credit card, and I pay the bill, and she's getting credit, blah, blah, blah. She's a junior in high school, or college. So or starting her junior year. And I was thinking, you know, I think what I'm going to ask her to do is to get a student credit card from Discover in her name when she gets there, and then just give it to me, and I will hold it for her. And I'll use it periodically, and I'll pay the bill. Because if anything happens to me, the credit card she's got goes away, and now it becomes harder for her to get a credit card. So I think what I'm going to do, so anyway, that's how we got here. So then I was thinking, okay, well, when I tell her that, I'm going to need to give her the rules because she doesn't know that much about credit cards. And I thought, you know what? I bet there's a lot of people that don't know much about credit cards. So I want to go down the list of do's and don'ts for credit cards. And I want to start at the beginning, and some of these are going to be obvious, and some of these are just going to be, well, I never thought of that. But the first one is, don't ever apply for a credit card if they're not giving you something. Get a sign-up bonus, get points, get miles, get free intro for 12 or 18 months on transfers, something. Get something to sign up. Every time you use a credit card, you should be getting something. I'm all about cash back. Every credit card I've got is cash back. There are guys and gals, I'm sure, that do all points, and they transfer them to miles so that they can travel. But any credit card you use, you make sure you're getting something every time you use that card. Another thing is never carry a balance. You pay that thing off every single month. Because if you carry a balance, what good is the points? What good is the cash back? Because they're taking it, they're going to give you 2% and then they're going to charge you 25%. That doesn't make any sense. Never loan your credit card to friends or family. Ever, ever, ever. If you've ever been involved when somebody passes away and there's anything at all, it doesn't even have to be a lot of money, just anything. People forget about family and friends. They just want the money. Give me something. So when you loan them a credit card, I'll give you an example. I was dating a girl, and I did this with everybody I dated. It was a test. And she was going on vacation, and I said, here, I want you to take this credit card, use it only in emergencies. This is not just a go have fun credit card. This is if the car breaks down or you run out of money or something like that, I don't want you to get stuck. Here's a credit card. And the test was she good with money or not? She comes back with a new pair of boots and says, I knew you wouldn't mind, so I went ahead and bought a pair of boots with the credit card. And so I said, okay, no problem. She failed. And they were expensive boots, like $200 for a pair of boots. It's not like she went out and bought a $29 pair of boots. Okay, when you're using credit cards, always try to maximize your rewards. I carry 2 or 3 cards all the time, and then I have others that if I know I'm going to make a purchase, I go use that one. As an example, The Citi Double Cash I carry with me all the time. That's my go-to card when I don't have anywhere else. However, starting in April, May, and June, the Flex card has 5% back at home improvement stores, and I just spent $900 on that card, and 5% on gas. The best I was getting on gas was 3% from American Express, so I made another 2% just by paying attention and using the right card. When you're going to look for a credit card, always look for one that's going to help you. Don't just jump at a deal. I made this mistake. I jumped at a deal because I wanted the cash back, and what ends up happening is, first off, the credit card sits in your drawer for a while and you have to make a conscious effort to go use it to keep it active, which is not a big deal, but the big deal is this: it puts a hard pull on your credit bureau, which my credit is fine, and that's not a huge deal. But if the algorithms for there allow you to have 3 or 4 pulls in a year, and you wasted one on a do-nothing card for $200, that's kind of a waste. It would have been better to get one for the $200 card that you're going to get 2% back on everything that you buy. What I'm saying is, hunt for the card that will do something for you other than just get you $200 up front. Never get too many inquiries, like I said earlier, on your credit bureau. I've heard of a rule of 1 every 6 months. I think that's probably a pretty sound rule. I got 3 or 4 cards in the last year and a half, and I'm going to take some time off. I haven't been turned down. My credit rating is still around 800, but I just want to be safe. I want to let everything to settle down, and then we'll go do that. Never use store credit cards unless it's going to save you a lot of money. The only time that I have done that recently was when I went to Sam's to get the camera that I'm recording with, and they told me if I applied I'd get $50 off, so I applied, and the card that I got was a MasterCard. It wasn't a Sam's card. So, I mean, it was a Sam's MasterCard, but so I got $50 off of the camera, plus I got a credit card, and I've had that thing for years and years and years. Never get a credit card with an annual fee unless you know that you're going to get more value out of it than that. As an example, I have an American Express card that's a $95 annual fee. I got that card for 2 reasons. 6% back at groceries. I mean, the best I was getting earlier when I got that card was 2%, and rotating 5% once or 3 months a year. That's the best I was getting. This one I can get every day of the year, 6% plus 3% on gas. And I did the math and it worked out fine. In that case, $95 a year is not a bad deal. However, since that, my groceries have gone down because my Bible study class isn't meeting anymore because of COVID. So I'll have to relook at it when it comes back up. But don't get credit cards with annual fees unless you know for a fact that you're going to be able to use it and more than make up for the annual fee. And here's one that people do. I never could understand this, but do not lie on your application for a credit card. Don't do that. Don't fudge the numbers. In today's technology, these credit card companies, they can pull up and see they probably see your W-2 and your credit bureau and everything. So don't lie. Always, always pay off your credit card every month. Never carry a balance. Now, I carried a balance for a lot of years because I was broke and I had to drive junkers, and the only way that I could keep them on the road was to charge. And I did. I did what I had to do. But as soon as I was able, I paid that off, and now I try to pay, and I do. It's just not easy, but I do pay it off every month. And there's a couple of cards that I've got minimum automatic payments taken out because of they're due at an odd time of the month, and in case I forget, I don't want to miss a payment, I might have to carry a balance for a month because I forgot the date, but I won't miss a payment. So never ever miss a payment. Always use cards as often as possible. Even if you have to take it out and go buy a coffee with it once a month. And the reason you want to do that is because, again, it's the algorithms for the credit bureau. They count the number of pays. Like, if you have a credit card and you don't use it for 6 months, you're not getting any credit for that credit card when it comes to paying your bill. But if you bought 1 cup of coffee and they get the market paid, now you're getting credit for that credit card. So you want to use your credit cards as often as possible, even if it's just to buy a cup of coffee. So you have to write them a check for $2.50 to pay it off. It shows as paid, and that's what matters. And lastly, I want to tell you to always try to get a new card for larger expenses. As an example, when I knew I was going to get this carpet for our house, I applied for a Bank of America card, and here's why. Because I was going to get a $200 bonus up front, plus I was going to get $200 for $500 in spend, plus 5% back on the carpet. So buying the carpet was going to take care of the $500 spend. So right off of the top, I would have gotten the $500 spend plus $200 is really, I only had to spend $300. So what I'm saying is try to time getting a credit card with the new purchase. As an example, if you know that you're going to buy a refrigerator, the month before you get your refrigerator, apply for a credit card where you can get a lot of cash back for spend. You know, what's a refrigerator cost? $1,500? So look for one that you have to spend $1,000 to $2,000. Maybe you can get $300 or $400 back, and you get a new credit card, all in the same deal. That's how you maximize your credit card rewards. Be intentional, be conscious about what you're doing, and be careful with your credit. Well, these are the things, the do's and don'ts for owning, having, getting, keeping, and taking care of credit cards. So you guys have a great week, and happy investing.